Hi, I'm Ellen with blackfilm.com. How are you, Omar?
Hey, Ellen, how you doing?
I'm well. I'm such a huge fan. I'm excited to be talking with you today.
Thank
Um,
you.
yes, the second time I watched the series, because I had to watch it twice,
You had to run it back. You got to
I
run it back. That's a good sign.
exactly. I had a visceral reaction to Reggie knowing his journey, right? And it's all tied to the look on his face when he tries to talk to his Uncle Gray. What would Reggie have wanted to hear from his uncle in that moment?
Now, which portion are you talking about? Are you talking about on the bus, or are you talking about when he comes back to him and he asks him about problems with his family?
The problems with the family, what I thought was the
Okay,
most pivotal part. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And it's funny that you say that because we had a conversation about that uh, before filming. And honestly, the approach that I took, I think that Reggie is knowledgeable about what's going on with his wife. And I think that he's in a position where he's got to take action. And he's looking for either confirmation that he should take some drastic action, or he's looking for talking off the ledge. And instead, you see what he gets.
Right.
And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to him, but he gets just enough, I think, that he interprets it as confirmation.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think he's looking for guidance. I really think that his uncle is his mentor, and even though he knows that he's not all there, he also knows how much he means to his uncle and how much the family bond means. So he's looking for something from somebody. He's lost his North Star, if you will. His family is in turmoil. He's looking for something to help him right the ship. That's what I believe.
Yes, I mean, and the look in Reggie's eyes in that moment, man, it tore me up. But then I feel like Reggie kind of came back, unbeknownst to him, in the sense of leaving that doctor's note. I feel like that was the ultimate clue, right? Reggie not knowing what was going on. And so there was one question that was bouncing around my head quite a bit about Reggie. Do you think he would have made the same decision that Robin did at the behest of Dr. Rubin?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, she shows such courage and bravery, and a lot of hers is brought upon by her background.
Yeah.
I think Reggie's background is a little bit less brave and guarded, if you will, than hers. So Reggie might have played it safe. You
Mm.
know, he can't. You can see that he's torn, even when he receives the information when they're walking down the street. You can see he's really trying to figure out: is this the move? Is this not the move? So I don't know if you put him in those shoes. I think a problem as far as the character goes, standing outside of it, is Reggie is asking more of his uncle than his uncle has the capacity to provide as far as making decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is something that to me really is fascinating and oftentimes heartbreaking about mental illness and the regression of what happens to the mind as we age is that the person still looks the part, but they aren't necessarily the same person that's there with the capacity to make the decision. So someone has to help and someone has to make decisions for them. That's a tricky, that's a tricky situation.
I was incredibly moved by this film, as I imagine all the characters
Good.
were. And I will leave you with this. I thought you did such a phenomenal job as Reggie. I kind of walked away from experiencing you as an actor in this film feeling like everybody needs a Reggie in their family, right?
Oh, that
Yeah.
is a compliment of the highest order. And
Ab-
I agree.
yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I think that unfortunately we've lost a lot of that in
Right.
our society. And the disconnect between the youth and the elderly
Mhm.
really shows itself and rears its ugly head in a lot of ways in a lot of the headlines that we see on the news. You learn a lot of stuff from hanging out with old people.
Mhm.
And me personally, I grew up, I was the youngest of a gang of kids. And so my parents were already on the older side of being parents. And we used to have to go visit all the old people that they knew and all the old people in our family. And you learn a lot about patience and respect and your ancestors. You learn a lot about your history, even if they aren't related to you. You know what I mean? So I think that everybody could use Reggie in their life. And the flip side of that is the Reggies of the world can use the uncles, the aunties, the ancestors.
I appreciate you, Omar. Thank you so much for talking with blackfilm.com.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
If you
Bye.
want more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell on blackfilm.com's YouTube page.